this soothing journey through one of the most thought-provoking novels ever written. Tonight I'll guide you through Notes from the Underground by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Lean back, relax, and let the whispers of philosophy and human nature carry you away. This novel is divided into two parts. It delves into the mind of an unnamed narrator, a knowledgeable but isolated man whose confessions challenge our understanding of free will, rationality, and human behavior. Through his thoughts and experiences, Dostoyevsky explores profound questions about the human condition. Let's begin with the first part. In the underground, the narrator introduces himself with searing honesty. I am a sick man. I am a spiteful man. These opening words set the tone for his confessions. He describes himself as a man of heightened consciousness, painfully aware of life's absurdities, his own flaws, and the contradictions of human behavior. The underground he speaks of is a metaphor for his self-imposed exile, a space where he hides not just from society, but from the vulnerability of human connection. While he despises the superficiality and hypocrisy of the world, he is also deeply resentful of his inability to participate in it. One of his most striking critiques is aimed at the notion of rationalism, a philosophy that was gaining popularity during Dostoyevsky's time. Rationalists argued that human beings act logically and strive for their best interests. The narrator challenges this idea, claiming that people often act irrationally, driven by emotions like spite, rebellion, and pride. He argues, man wants only independent choice, whatever that independence may cost, and wherever it may lead. This, he believes, is the essence of human free will, the ability to defy logic and reason, simply to prove that we are not slaves to any system or ideology. Even if this freedom leads to self-destruction, it is uniquely human. The second part of the novel, A Man of Action, shifts from philosophical musings to a narrative grounded in the narrator's life. Here his abstract ideas about free will and human behavior play out in the messy, often painful world of relationships and social interactions. One of the key episodes in this section is a dinner party with former classmates. The narrator hasn't seen these men in years, and he feels a mixture of contempt and envy toward them. Despite knowing they don't respect him, he forces himself to attend, motivated by pride and a need to assert his place among them. The evening begins awkwardly, with the narrator feeling out of place and convinced that every comment or gesture is a slight against him. As the night progresses, his emotions spiral into anger and humiliation. When he finally lashes out, he only deepens his alienation. The dinner party becomes a painful microcosm of his life, a cycle of resentment, confrontation, and regret. Another significant moment in this section is his encounter with Liza, a young prostitute. During a visit to a brothel, the narrator delivers a passionate speech to her about the dignity of human life and the tragedy of her situation. For a moment it seems as though he genuinely wants to save her, to offer her a glimpse of hope and a way out of her circumstances. But as the scene unfolds, it becomes clear that his motives are more complex and darker. Beneath his words lies a desire to assert his superiority, to dominate and humiliate her in the guise of saving her. Later, when Liza visits him at his home, seeking kindness and understanding, the narrator cruelly rejects her. Overwhelmed by his own insecurities and self-loathing, he pushes her away, ensuring both her heartbreak and his continued misery. His actions expose the depths of his inner turmoil. He cannot accept love or compassion because he does not believe he deserves them. What makes Notes from the Underground so timeless is its exploration of themes such as the tension between reason and emotion, the consequences of isolation, and the paradox of free will. Dostoyevsky doesn't offer answers. Instead, he presents us with questions that linger long after the story ends. What does it mean to be truly free? Are we doomed to retreat into our own undergrounds, trapped by our contradictions? The narrator's struggles are deeply human. He is not a hero or a villain, but a reflection of the complexities within us all. His confessions force us to confront our own irrationalities and fears, inviting us to explore the darkest corners of our minds. And that, my dear listener, is the essence of Notes from the Underground. It's a haunting exploration of the human condition, a work as raw and unfiltered as the narrator's confessions. Thank you for joining me tonight on this journey. If you enjoyed this whisper of philosophy and introspection, subscribe to my channel and let me know which book you'd like to hear next. Until then, sweet dreams.